really cool for you to come out and just say, screw this racial stuff.
This podcast is it's meant to be a positive thing, and we're trying to just bring more people together and just have a positive interaction with the community out there. And so we do appreciate that, Sadia.
Yeah, you did a great job. I've listened to a lot of your other songs. You got a lot of other great songs. So guys, again, his name is Chinaman DMG on SoundCloud, aka his real name is Michael Clemens. Big shout out to you on the East Coast, man. Keep doing your thing. Keep grinding. I don't have any of his other social media on here, but the guy who did recommend me to you, his name is Booth, and his Twitter handle is @Jimbo_Slice96. So if you want more info on Chinaman, go hit up my man Booth. Great guy.
We did plug his SoundCloud as well.
Yeah, we did plug his SoundCloud.
You got the information there.
So go find him. Go search this man up. Listen to his music. Support him. Show him some crazy, crazy love. And guys, we're going to try to get him onto the podcast so he can talk a little bit more about his name, his background, and his music. So guys, if you're a SoundCloud artist, you're an upcoming artist, you're trying to get some exposure, get your fan base up a little bit more, reach out to us. Send us your links. We'd love to have you on the show. We do get a lot of people hitting us up right now, trying to get their music on. And we're going to try to get to all of you as soon as possible. So yeah, that song took up a lot more time than I was imagining. So we're pretty close to the end of our podcast, but we're not going to leave you just with some music. This is a sneaker podcast. And what we have today is a little bit more lighthearted, I'd say. Today we've got some really strange and interesting facts that you might not have known about shoes. And we're going to get you guys' reaction. Tell us what you think. If you knew some of these facts, tell us what your thoughts are. If you haven't, tell us what you think.
This will be my first time listening to these.
Yeah, Thomas hasn't heard any of these. I'm going to share this with Thomas and see what Thomas thinks. Because there's some really weird ones in here, man. There's some really weird ones in. Now, I think this is pretty well known. I don't know if a lot of you know this, but first fact I want to share with you guys is men and heels.
I knew about this.
Yeah. So, for those of you who didn't know, shoes with heels were initially designed for men. The heels signified wealth and aristocracy. I think that's how you say it.
Aristocracy, yeah.
Furthermore, the heel helped men stay on the stirrups of a horse when riding.
Yeah. So, I learned that in my Euro history class.
Obviously, I'm looking at a picture of olden day heels, and they're a lot different.
Well, it makes sense when you think of, what's the function of a heel?
Make you taller.
Make you taller. Men, even today, men...
That's why I wear boots.
Yeah, to be taller. And then on top of it, functionality of horse riding.
Exactly, and it's funny because, in sports, they list you, they add you, 3 inches. I know my football, I come from a football background. Football, on the scouting, I'm really, 6', 6'1". On the scouting reports, they would list me at 6'3", 6'4", and I would line up with the line of scrimmage, and I would be talking to the corners, guarding me, and be like, dude, are you the same receiver? I'm like, dude, I don't know what to tell you. Let me just have this one. Just give me the benefit. Anyways, these are kind of weird looking. These look more like wedges, but you can definitely see the gap of where the heel is to the toe. I could see how that would help you stay on a horse.
Yeah.
So, number 2, Audrey Hepburn made loafers fashionable for women. In the film Funny Face, she wore Salvatore Ferragamo's now famous design for a loafer.
I love me some Audrey Hepburn. I think she's a
legend. She's a legend.
She's a legend. I prefer her over Marilyn.
Really?
Oh, definitely. But yeah, she's super classy, and she classed up a loafer.
She did, and that's interesting. I didn't really realize that she was one of the first people to kind of make loafers a thing for women.
She's a trendsetter.
She's a trendsetter. This is an interesting one. I kind of knew about this one. I feel like a lot more people don't know about this one. I think this would be a good topic to bring on our other segment. We'll dive more into this one and to one of our history podcasts. But this one is Big Shoes to Fill. The name behind the famous shoe label, Jimmy Choo, designed and made his first footwear at the tender age of 11. He was born from a family of shoemakers with his father teaching him the craft. Now, a little bit of history behind Jimmy Choo, from what I remember, is he was making shoes on corners of the street, out where he's from, and a businesswoman, I believe, was just crossing paths with him. Loved the shoes he's making, and all of a sudden, boom, now turns into one of the leading shoe designer brands in the entire world. All from him just
fashion and
all from him just grinding on the streets. I mean, obviously he's been making shoes since he was 11, and so I think he was much older then, but that's crazy to me. So don't give up on your dreams, guys. You know, you could just be running a small business, but you never know who will cross your path to be a person, a bigger deal. All right, the first boots. It is boot season, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey.
It is boot season. Finally, guys, bust out them Timbs. Girls, put away those Uggs. Those are disgusting. Should not bring them out. Are you a fan of Uggs? Are those a big ballin' or big fallin' for you?
on women.
Yeah, Uggs on women.
If the girl's hot enough, I don't care.
You don't care? I remember when those were definitely more popular. Or I feel
They
like
were
for
more
me,
popular when
in
we
middle
were
school.
In middle school,
Yeah.
high school.
I remember-
like when they were coming down.
Dude, I remember when I was in middle school, I was like, whenever my 7th, 8th grade girlfriend or whatever, shout to Jordan Pate. She's now getting married.
Okay.
Good for you. I'm over it. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, when she would wear boots, Ugg boots, I was like, dang. I don't know what it was. Ugg
It
boots
just
on
did
girls.
it for you.
Yeah, I don't know. Girls wearing Ugg boots in middle school, that was like the thing. I was like, dang.
The Ugg boots made you discover your sexuality.
I guess, dude. I don't know. But yeah, I was really into girls with Ugg boots in middle school. It was kind of like weird. I don't know what it was. It was like Ugg boots. If a girl's wearing, I don't know if you can get more middle school than this, but if the girl's wearing Ugg boots or like those closed toe Birkenstocks, do you know what I'm talking about? They're kind
Sort of.
They're kind of like loafers, but I don't know. And then, like I guess like the yoga pants or whatever, and like one of my hoodies. If like she was wearing one of my hoodie, her hair up and a ponytail or a bun, and some silly bands on her wrist. That was
silly bands.
That was my girl for me. That was a girl.
Boy.
That was a girl for me then, bro.
Moving on.
Yeah. All right, this was kind of interesting. I thought this was interesting. Dreaming of shoes. It seems that when you dream of shoes, it's more than just a reminder to go shopping. Shoes represent the way you approach your life. If you wear shoes in your dreams, it suggests that you are well-grounded and down to earth. It's like a shoe horoscope. Changing your shoe means changing roles, beliefs, or the way you view things. When we dream of forgetting our shoes, it represents leaving our inhibitions behind. Likewise, old and worn shoes represent hard work. So that's kind of interesting.
Fun fact, when the night before, so what happened was the flu games in 2016 were going to release, and the night before they released, I had a dream that I went to the store, and they only had a really tiny size of it like left, and I couldn't get the shoes, and then I woke up the next day and I didn't get the shoes.
Dang.
Yeah, but a week later, I went to the little restock they did in Salt Lake City, and I was able to.
So you went
grab
back
it.
down.
Yeah. Well, I wasn't. When they first released, it was just online.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I was.
Then
back
you went
at
to
school.
the actual event.
Then I went to the actual event and was actually that delayed W.
To me, this sounds like a shoe horoscope. Now, what's your sign? What's your sign?
Oh, I think I'm like a Sagittarius.
Interesting. I'm a Cancer. Do you believe in horoscopes?
No.
No, I don't either. I think it's dumb.
I think it's interesting to like, this is your symbol and your name if you were born within this, but I really don't.
I think people
judge
take them
people.
too seriously.
So it seems to be like the artsy girl on Twitter or
troll.
or Instagram.
Anyways,
takes that seriously.
if for your sign, if there was one shoe rather than like a sign, Sagittarius. Or
if I had to pick a shoe for my sign,
if there was a shoe that represented your sign, like instead of saying you're Sagittarius, you're a Air Jordan 1.
So a shoe to represent my sign, or a shoe to represent myself?
I guess it's kind of both because they're supposed to be synonymous.
Shoot,
but
boy.
What would you pick?
Oh my goodness. That's a hard question to just have one shoe represent you.
Exactly. What shoe do you think represents your personality? That might be.
My personality. All right, let's just pick a Jordan.
Okay, out of a Jordan. That would make it a little bit
out of a
easier.
Jordan, because then.
And we'll keep it 1 through 14.
Okay.
You know, I like the upper Jordans, but most people don't. We'll keep it 1 through 14.
If I had to pick a shoe to describe my personality, it would probably be a 1 or a 5.
Oh, what makes you say that?
Just because I feel like with 1s and certain colorways of 5s, like they're a pretty subtle Jordan. Now that I say about that, I guess I would pick a 1.
A 1?
Just because it's one of the more subtle, like people that don't know shoes are just gonna think that's like a old Nike shoe.
It's a classic. It's timeless. You dress it up, dress it down.
So I guess that kind of represents me.
I can see that. I wouldn't say no to that.
I'm a bum, but I can get classy sometimes, or whatever it is.
You can, dunk on your hoe.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't pick a loud shoe to represent me. I'm not super like
extra.
Extra, yeah.
Me, on the other hand, I'm extra. Oh, I was born extra. Actually, no. 6th grade is when a moment happened that changed my life forever. I peed my pants in front of my whole school. Maybe that's something I'll talk about in another episode.
That's a long story.
Changed my life. I'm serious. Anyways, if I were to pick a shoe, mine would probably either be an 11 or I would say the 11 or the 8.
I was thinking the 8. I was
maybe I'm biased but I think the straps are loud. They're extra,
Well, I mean, I think there's like what the shoe means and how that relates to your personality, but I also like there's like different friends I have that are into sneakers, and I know this friend likes this type of fit and this type of look, even if it's like a different Jordan look, and then I know other people are like they're really into like the sock shoes and all that, and I do think like the 5 kind of like falls into the category I think of when I think of Levi shoes. When I'm in the store and I'm thinking like what shoes, because I feel like you could give me $200 and I could go to a store and buy you a pair of shoes that you would like.
I think so. I think I could do the same for you.
Yeah.
I feel like we both know. I think the 8 for me personally, the straps, for me, for all you girls out there, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to hold you down just like them straps on your shoes. I'm just kidding. That was a bad example. That was a joke, everybody. But I don't know, the 8s, I think the straps, they're a little bit different if you compare them. I think the 8s are one of the more unique of the Jordan models from 1 through 14. No. I think that silhouette is definitely in the upper, more of like, I don't know, just different. You can definitely those stand out, I feel like, the most.
I can just see you in some suede Jordan 8s.
Also, yeah, for real, the 8s, I think they're super clean, depending on the colorway. They're not crazy loud in colorways, which is something I like for the most part. I say generically. And I feel like that's me. Like, I know when to bring it back. I know when to just to chill it out a little bit. And so, I don't know. I think the 8s are a great one for me. Let's see. Let me keep going. There's a couple other ones here that are kind of just stupid. But, here's one that I thought was interesting. All right, the limited edition Oliver Sweeney brogues have a compartment in the sole that is designed to hold a miniature bottle of Johnny Walker Red Label Scotch whiskey. There's even a clear panel that reveals the secret liquor spot to your friends when you wish to show someone your souls and offer them a drink. Guys, I wish you could see this picture. Look this up.
This is crazy.
Google this. I didn't know this. Google this for yourselves. They're Oliver Sweeney's brogues. So, Oliver, O-L-I-V-E-R, Sweeney's, S-W-E-E-N-E-Y''S, brogues, B-R-O-G-U-E-S. Look that up. These shoes are crazy. They look like a Kohan dress casual shoe.
Wingtip leather.
Yeah.
Brown leather shoe.
Red stitching, beautiful looking shoe. Red bottoms. They're red bottoms. They don't.
Shout out Cardi B.
Shout out to Cardi B. them bloody shoes. These is bloody shoes. But the heel is a compartment